This is Talk Business and Politics with Roby Brock.
I'm Roby Brock. Welcome to today's Talk Business and Politics Daily. It's Tuesday, December 13th. Here are your top stories of the day. Former Supreme Court Justice Donald Corbin has passed away at the age of 78. Corbin died Monday night after battling lung cancer. He was first elected to the Arkansas State Supreme Court in 1990 and served 3 8-year terms before retiring at the end of 2014. Corbin had previously served in the Arkansas House and on the Arkansas Court of Appeals. Governor Asa Hutchinson outlined details of his $50.5 million tax cut plan today. About 657,000 wage earners making less than $21,000 a year will either receive an income tax reduction or be removed from the tax rolls. In addition to his tax cut proposal, Hutchinson also announced his support for exempting all retirement benefits of retired military service members from state income tax. However, that would have to be offset with a repeal of other exemptions. Little Rock-based McClarty Automotive Group announced Tuesday the acquisition of 5 dealerships and 2 collision centers from Atlanta-based Asbury Automotive. The purchases include BMW of Little Rock, North Point Collision Center North, North Point Collision Center West, North Point Ford, North Point Lincoln, North Point Toyota, and Volvo of Little Rock. Financial terms of the deal were not disclosed. AT&T unveiled its long-awaited ultra-fast 1 gigabyte internet service that will be available immediately to specific locations in central Arkansas, including Little Rock, Bryant, Maumelle, North Little Rock, and surrounding communities. The service is already in existence in northwest Arkansas. The new service will provide internet speeds that will allow users to almost instantly download online movies, music, games, and more. And those are your top stories of the day. You can keep up with those top headlines and more each and every day at talkbusiness.net. Still to come, Dr. Maria Markham with the Arkansas Department of Higher Education outlines the governor's new proposal to push for 2-year degrees in critical job areas. Plus, Michael Tilley offers the latest on Tyson Foods. We're back after this.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be for you. First Security Bank. Only in Arkansas.
Time now to talk politics and policy with Dr. Maria Markham. She is the director of the Arkansas Department of Higher Education. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me again. Two times.
Yeah, we don't invite everybody to come back.
So I did okay the first time. Yeah.
Let's talk about the Our Future grants. This is 2 years, tuition, mandatory fees will be covered for community and tech schools.
Yes.
Specifically for high wage, high demand jobs.
Yeah, that's right.
Tell me a little bit about where the idea for this sparked.
Well, you know, there's really nothing new under the sun. So we stole the best ideas from the other states that had similar projects. You know, Tennessee has what's called the Tennessee Promise, and it's very similar to that. We took some of the very best pieces that we liked from the Tennessee Promise. We also stole some things from South Dakota. They have a Build South Dakota program that's focused more on career tech and hard skill training. So we really took the things that we really liked the best, put them together, and came up with something very unique for Arkansas.
As long as we're not stealing from Texas, I'm okay with all of that. Okay.
Never.
All right. So what are the fields? What are the fields that are in high demand? What are the wages that you're trying to match with these grants?
Well, actually, we use an existing list. The Department of Workforce Services produces a list every year of regional high demand occupations. So you can go on their website and look, and it'll tell you, like, these are the occupations that are in high demand and have a comparatively high wage for the region. So we're using those lists to determine which programs will be eligible for these funds. And it will be regional for the 2-year colleges. We're also allowing students who may be attending a 4-year college. We do have some 4-year colleges that offer 2-year degrees or short-term certificates, so they can also apply that toward the credentials at those schools as well.
The governor's going to loosen up about $8.2 million to do this. How far does $8.2 million take you? How many students does that cover?
It will cover, our best projection, it would cover all traditional students. So students coming right out of high school, it would go a long way to covering those students. We're also allowing homeschool students and non-trads to apply too, because the attainment gap in Arkansas is more for that 25 to 54.
You said non-trads, those are non-traditional.
Non-traditional students, yes. So those are students who may want to come back to school, and this is an opportunity for those students to also get funding. So because we have limited dollars, it would be a first come, first served basis, but we won't give priority to traditional students over those older students, because we really do want to move the needle on the non-traditional students coming back to school and getting those work skills.
Refresh my memory, I think there is like you got to work in Arkansas requirement for like 3 years afterwards. How does that work? How does that enforced?
We're not sure yet. That's one of those things we've got to work out, but we took that from South Dakota. So they have a Build South Dakota program. It's all technical. So they do very much the same thing. It's a scholarship that converts to a loan if you don't stay in the state. So, you know, the way that we handle it now is state set off, that type of thing, but we really don't anticipate much of a problem with that, but that's one of those processes that we will have to work out between multiple agencies to track those students and make sure they are paying some taxes with that great money that they're earning in the state.
Put some more money back in the fund.
Right, and it replaces them. So if they do move out of state, it's not really a penalty, it's just a way to fund another student to come through and take their place.
All right, let's take a quick commercial break, and then we'll come back and talk about little higher education formula changes that are still in the works here. Dr. Maria Markham's our guest. I'm Roby Brock. This is Talk Business and Politics. We're back after this.
Each day, the promise of our nation begins again. Arkansas and America moving forward. I help make that promise a reality. It's not for everyone, but people everywhere depend on us.
I love you too.
Trucking delivers, or everything stops. And that's what drives me.
I did.
Circuits turn on the lights by making a connection, by closing the loop. At Entergy, we believe our economy is circular too. What you put in comes back. So we invest billions in new infrastructure, which helps attract new industry, which helps create new jobs. We partner with local communities to electrify the economy. And together, we power life. Entergy.
And we are back with Dr. Maria Markham with the Arkansas Department of Higher Education. Let's talk about where things stand with the higher education funding formula that is going through some sort of metamorphosis. Bring me up to speed, kind of where are we in the process? Where's the lay of the land today?
Right, so last time I was here, we talked about some of the overarching principles that we were using to develop the new formula. Now we're in the process of developing those specifics. So we have a group that comes together once a month. It's made up of college presidents and chancellors, people who are in institutional finance, that are really, really good with numbers. And that group has been designing the specifics of that formula. So we actually meet again tomorrow. So this is one of those things that has been ongoing. We have put it together and taken it apart basically in every way possible to make sure that we are getting this right the first time. So the actual formula is under development, but I would estimate we're about 90% there.
So it's going to reward success rates in college versus enrollment in college. It's kind of if I boil it all down to kind of a very simple fundamental principle there. How is that going to impact every school is a little bit different. You've got traditional students in some schools, non-traditional students in other schools, maybe more full-time students in some sort of program, part-time students in another. How does it weigh all of that equally?
I think that we've been very thoughtful about the way we put that together to recognize that institutions, their mission is to serve different types of people. So a regional institution, they've been established to serve the type of people who live in their area. And that's a good thing. That's what we want. We want diversity in the state. So we've been really careful to make it possible for institutions to score points in productivity in a lot of different ways. So part-time students, full-time students, workforce, non-credit, research institutions, we've built ways into the formula for them to receive an appropriate amount of productivity score for that mission.
So when it's all said and done, you say you're 90% of the way there. I suspect that you'll land that airplane by the time the legislative session gets here, and whatever has to fundamentally be changed will happen at that point in time. there'll still be details to work out.
There will.
Where do those details get worked out? Is that through your board? Is that through rules
our
and regs?
agency. The actual legislation, which I've already drafted the first round of it, is very concise. It's basically those overarching principles, and it gives the agency the authority to create all of the specific rules that go along with it. So that will be a rulemaking process that happens at the Department of Higher Education.
All right. Dr. Maria Markham, anything else we should know before we let you out of here on that front?
Not on that front.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
All right. Thank you very much for being here. Good to be with you. All right. We're back with more right after this.
Arkansas Electric Cooperative Corporation provides electric energy across 2/3 of Arkansas. This is an exciting time in our energy history, with incredible progress being made in renewable energy and storage technologies. As our energy portfolio continues to diversify, we'll maintain an all-the-above strategy to provide reliable and affordable electricity. Ever since the first light bulbs were placed in our members' homes, the electric cooperatives have been the solutions provider for our members, and we want to continue that well into the future.
So much of what Arkansas state employees do goes unnoticed, yet they have a positive impact on our citizens each and every day. The Arkansas State Employees Association recognizes individuals for excellence in the workplace and leadership in their communities. Congratulations to Deanna O'Malley of Texarkana, the Outstanding State Employee of 2016. We'd like to say thank you to all state employees for all of your hard work and dedication.
Tyson Foods has been active lately, a new CEO and a new venture capital initiative. Talk Business and Politics Executive Editor Michael Tilley rounds up the latest.
Tom Hayes comes to Tyson Foods at a very interesting time. It's continuing to grow. His charge is to keep the momentum. Of course, that momentum was built with Mr. Smith, Donnie Smith, who he's succeeding. Donnie Smith's been president and CEO since 2009. He was primarily responsible for that $8.5 billion acquisition of Hillshire Brands a few years ago, which expedited this move into the away to some extent from a large extent from commodity, just the pure commodity business that Tyson's been known for. And so Tom Hayes, who came from the Hillshire acquisition, he's only been with the company since 2014, which was an interesting thing that's unlike Tyson. But his charge is to keep that momentum going. And part of that, a company grows through existing market share, growing that, buying other companies, or investing in upstarts, investing in other companies. And so Tyson is doing all three, which is interesting. Mr. Hayes announced recently that they're not going to be shy about buying other companies, even possibly as large as Hillshire. They're continuing to grow their commodity business, the traditional side of the house. And they've recently announced this new capital venture funds, which they'll invest in upstart companies, packaging companies, new innovative type food companies. And I think that's going to be very interesting to watch. It's a $150 million fund, and it'll be interesting to watch. But Mr. Hayes has some big shoes to fill in terms of momentum, so we will be watching.
Let's Talk Business and Politics Executive Editor Michael Tilley. Read about all of that Tyson Foods news first and foremost at talkbusiness.net. That's all for today's program. Thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow.